Joe Schoen continues to make moves in week 2 of NFL free agency, going out and signing outside linebacker Victor Dimukeje. I apologize if I mispronounced the name. I tried my best. I practiced 1,000 times before the video. Shout out to Victor. Welcome to the New York Football Giants. We have an in-depth breakdown of who he is as a player, and then I also want to talk about Chauncey Goldston in depth because I haven't got an opportunity to do so. This is why you subscribe to the channel, though, because when the Giants make a move, when there's news to talk about, there's rumors to break down, we get you guys a video. We are less than 100 subscribers away from getting to our goal of 69,000 subs. If you love the Giants and you consider yourself a real one, go down right now and hit that sub button. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. The Giants continue to make moves, so let's talk about it. They are signing 25-year-old pass rusher Victor Dimukeje to the New York Football Giants, a 25-year-old edge rusher that is 6'2" and 262 pounds. He was a 6th-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft out of Deuk, and he's played in 55 games with the Arizona Cardinals, factoring in 8 starts as well. He is signing what is believed to be a 1-year deal for the veteran minimum. And I actually think this is a pretty damn smart signing by Joe Schoen. I'll go into depth as to why I think it's a smart signing, but let's start with this. You look at his overall PFF grades for the 2024 season. He ranked 31st out of 211 edge rushers in overall grade. He rated out at a 75.8 as a pass rusher, 25th out of 211 qualified edges in a run defensive grade that's not so pretty, 53.2, 165 out of 211. So you might be saying, Marsh, we got a steal. 31st overall, 25th overall as a pass rusher. It comes in a very limited sample size. And that's why I think it's a smart deal. I love the idea of betting on production in a small sample size, adding more of a workload to that player's plate, and see if that produces more results. Dimukeje's defensive snaps in his NFL career, just 157 in 2024, 385 in 2023, 251 in 2022, and 46 in 2021. This is a guy last year that played in 11 games, 15 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 0 sacks, 10 pressures. In 2023, he played in all 16 games, and that was his best season as a player in this league. 32 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 24 pressures. When we talk about players that don't play all that much and we try to paint the picture of who they are as a football player, I think it's important to look at in-depth stats. And here are some advanced analytics that I like to go to when looking at edge rushers. Shout out to Pro Football Focus. Of all the edge rushers that played the same amount of snaps or more than him, this is where he ranked. Pass rush grade, 75.8, 24th best in the NFL. A true pass set rush grade. The difference here, pass rush, that's every time you get it after the quarterback. A true pass set rush grade takes out pass rushing snaps when it's a screen or when it is a ball that is play action. So if it's a play action pass or a screen, those numbers get taken out, and you're looking at this. The 10th best 90 overall, true pass set rush grade. A true pass set PRP, which factors in pressures, QB hits, and things of that nature. He has a 13.0, 21st best in the NFL. His pass rush win percentage, all pass rush snaps, 22.2, 3rd best in the NFL. And his true pass set win percentage, meaning when it's not a screen or it's not a play action, 49.5% of the time. Again, these are numbers that should be looked at with a grain of salt because he hasn't played all that many snaps. But what does this show me? When he plays, he can be productive. He is someone, though, that is going to have to make this roster. He is not coming to this team and being gifted one of the top 53 spots on this roster. He's going to have to earn and fight his way to be one of the 53 players on this team. When we talk about organized team activities in the preseason and training camp and things of that sort. But I like the idea of betting on production, even if it was in a limited sample size. Is there a world where Victor, with more opportunities, with more reps, can Dimukeje be a player that ups his overall level of play when more is put on his plate? I'm willing to bet on that for a veteran minimum contract. You now take a look at the entire edge rushing room that the New York Giants have. We know Brian Burns is going to be edge 1. We know Kayvon Thibodeaux is going to be edge 2. You added Chauncey Goldston, you're paying him about $6 million per year. Dimukeje right there, and Tom and Fox. I still think the New York Giants need another rotational edge on this team. If Victor Dimukeje is your fourth edge, I don't think that's the best spot. Whether that means you take one with a priority pick in the draft, you got 5 picks inside the top 105. You could do that. Another edge rusher needs to be added. More depth there. Because you're an injury or 2 away from this guy being a full-time edge, and I'm not so sure that's the best idea. A smart signing, in my opinion. Bet on upside, bet on production, a limited sample size. Can more come? I want to do a deep dive on Chauncey Goldston and where he stacks up with the New York Football Giants, and really just talk about him as a player because we haven't got an opportunity to do so. First, I got to give a major shout-out to our proud sponsor, Factor. Use the promo code FactorPodcast and get 50% off your first order. Go to this link, factormeals.com/FactorPodcast. Get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. If you're ready to optimize your nutrition this year, Factor's the place to do it with chef-made, gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They are dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, which is perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals that are tailored to your goals, and you can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. I'm someone that lives a busy lifestyle covering the Giants and the New York Knicks. That's an around-the-clock job, and I don't get to spend as much time as I would like prepping my meals and thinking about eating the smartest stuff. But when I have Factor in the fridge, they take care of all of that for me. Makes my life a heck of a lot easier. So be like me and optimize your nutrition with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/FactorPodcast and use code FactorPodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FactorPodcast at factormeals.com/FactorPodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. We hadn't got an opportunity on this channel yet to do a deep dive on Chauncey Golston. He signed on day 1 of NFL free agency. We were live for 12 hours, and once we signed off, he signed, and we just missed the window on that one. So let's talk about it. A 3-year, $19 million deal has been inked for him to be a New York Giant. He spent his entire career with the Dallas Cowboys. 27 years old, 6'5", and 268 pounds, was a 3rd-round pick out of Iowa in the 2021 NFL Draft. He was a depth piece and a rotational piece for them, but this year he put on tape that showed, with more opportunities, he can produce. I also love that he's played in all 34 games over the last 2 years. He is able to stay healthy. Smart, tough, dependable. That's Chauncey Goldston. 56 tackles this year, 5 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, 37 pressures, and 30 stops. He had the 19th most stops in the NFL this year. A stop being a tackle that results in a negative play for the offense. So he makes a lot of plays that are beneficial to the defense. And with the 37 pressures he had, that was the 49th most of any edge rusher in the NFL this past year. And you've seen in other years as well, he's been able to get after the quarterback and be able to be productive in that department. You look at his career Pro Football Focus grades. This year grading out 65.3 overall, 60.7 as a pass rusher, and 56.8 as a run defender. His best year, according to Pro Football Focus, as a pass rusher was in 2023 and 2022. He had the 31st best pass rushing grade amongst edge rushers in 23 and 29th best among all edge rushers in 2022. He's more than just an edge rusher, though. He can line up all over the football field, and I think that's going to benefit him and the Giants in this Shane Bowen defense. He lined up in the A gap 4 times this year. Lined up in the B gap 84 times this year. He lined up over the tackle 211 times, and as the edge defender outside the tackle 487 times. So he can line up over the tackle. He can line up outside the tackle. And he can line up in the B gap as well. He is someone that can get it done from multiple sides of the ball, multiple places along the defensive line on that side of the ball. And it's a chess piece that Andre Patterson and Shane Bowen need to figure out the best way to use him. I could see the Giants on 4th down trotting out a guy like Dexter Lawrence, Chauncey Golston, Kayvon, Thibodeaux, and Brian Burns to all put their hand in the ground and get after the quarterback. Tom Downey, my good friend and co-worker here at Chat Sports, hosts the Cowboys Report. He has watched every single snap of Chauncey Goldston play football in his career. I said, Tom, what's the scoop on this guy? He said, he's a quality rotation piece. Sack numbers are a little deceptive this year relative to his actual pass rush impact, but a really good run defender. He can kick inside, but was better playing DN this year, especially on early downs. Tom was very complimentary of him when we continued our conversation, and to be honest with you guys, I love this signing. I love players that play, and he hasn't missed a game in the last 2 years. He's played in 34 games over the last 2 years. That's going to benefit this team, and it's going to benefit him as well. He's gotten better and better every single year, and I think he's a guy with more opportunity, more success will come, and I think a defensive line that features him, Lawrence, Tibbs, and Burns, that's a pretty damn good starting spot. Grade the Giants free agency. Grade the Giants free agency class so far. Essentially, the Giants decided to pay him over Azeez Ojulari. Why is Azeez Ojulari not back? Because he could not stay healthy. Golston played in all 34 games over the last 2 years. A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the Giants free agency class so far. For me, it would be an I for incomplete, because you still don't have a quarterback. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.